North Division. We're going to go with the Minnesota Vikings. They are a team that's kind of been up and down, the last couple seasons, and seems to be more down than not. But many people have the Minnesota Vikings as a sleeper team, Combs. Do you have any games circled on the calendar for the Minnesota Vikings that are thinking to be must-see TV?
Yeah, God. Week 1 against the Bengals
Yeah.
is going to be a great game. I do have them winning that one. A couple of games that could really change around their season is that Week 4 game against Cleveland, the Week 8 game against Dallas, and probably the Week 10 game against the Chargers. Those, if they can turn those around, I have them losing all of those games. If they can turn those around and turn those into wins, this could be a completely different season for the Minnesota Vikings. This is a team that, again, look, I don't have them over 500. I don't have them as this like superior team in the NFC North. I don't have them as a sleeper team. I think right now they are what they are because of Kirk Cousins. I don't think Kirk Cousins is that guy who's going to lead you to, an NFC crown or lead you to anything special. So I have them at 6-11 this year.
Oh, 6-11 is pretty generous to me. But to answer the question first here, I mean, most NFL seasons are broken down into quarters, but now with that 17 game, I don't know where you put the.
Hold on. Wait. 6-11 is generous to you, to a talented Minnesota Vikings team, but the Detroit Lions are winning 11 games.
Yeah. Because you said it, you said it. The point there was the quarterback play. You do not trust Kirk Cousins. I trust Jared Goff to have
more than I trust Jared Goff.
Absolutely no, but we can get into that here in about a half hour here on the Man Hour. But I had the first quarter of the season, the first 4 weeks circled for the Minnesota Vikings as must see TV, because just like what you just said there are a few games where they can swing here or there and can make or break their season. I think the first four weeks are going to be the staple of the Minnesota Vikings, like their whole season. If they can come out of that like at a 3-4 or even a 2-4, I think they'll be a 500. Obviously maybe not a 500 team, but like an 8-9 to 7-10 team. But I have them actually losing the first 5 games of this, or the first 4 games of the season to the Bengals, Cardinals, Seahawks, and Cleveland Browns. That's kind of a gauntlet of a schedule here, just because they're at Cincinnati, they're at Arizona. Luckily, they got the Seahawks and Browns both at home, but they're still juggernauts of a team. And I actually had the Minnesota Vikings going 3-14 this year. I just don't think after they go 0-4 to start the season, they start to fold on themselves, and Kirk Cousins is in that trade talk. Get Kurt out of town. Kirk Cousins to Tampa Bay. Who knows?
I agree with you in the sense that their first 4 weeks are tough, but they're still better than Cincinnati. They are still better at home than Seattle. And so I have them 2-2 in those first 4 games. But then after that, I mean, Detroit and Carolina, they're definitely better than those 2 teams.
Okay.
Then I have them losing 3 straight to Dallas, Baltimore, the Chargers. Well, actually 5 straight, because Green Bay and San Francisco have losses there as well. Then I have them beating Detroit again, and then Pittsburgh, and they're going to lose to Chicago in Chicago. At that point, I think Justin Fields is really going to be hitting his. I mean, it's week 15. I think he's going to have a whole lot of confidence. I think the Bears are going to be better than Minnesota at that point. But I don't see. I don't know. 3-14 I think is really low. I think 6-11, 7-10 is right about where. I mean, this is still a very talented team. Dalvin Cook
You're right.
is a very talented running back. They've got Justin Jefferson. They've got a good wide receiver core. And they've got a really good defense. They got a sleepy good defense in Minnesota. So that's going to hold them in some games that they could win or could lose. But I think 3-14 is, I mean, especially when you have the Detroit Lions at 11-6. I think 3-14 is really low for the Minnesota Vikings.
So here is my thought process on the first 4 weeks of the season. Week number 1, they're traveling to Cincinnati. This is Joe Burrow's first game back. That
Mhm.
crowd is going to be hype. Joe Burrow is going to be hype. And there is such thing as faith, like I feel
Is he going to
like
be hyped, or is he going to be afraid to take a hit?
I think he is going to be a little bit of the bright side is he did play the final preseason game, so he's used to having people around him again. But he will definitely be playing timid till that first hit, but then we're going to see Joe Burrow just be the Joe Burrow that we saw toward the right before he got hurt. So
I don't have a problem with that.
yeah,
Yeah, I would not be shocked if they lose to Cincinnati week 1.
and then Arizona obviously is their first opening game, with that, all the buzz and hype surrounding them. So I think they're going to play out of their mind as well. The only game that I'm questioning right now is that week 3 game is when Seattle does come to Minneapolis, and historically teams don't lose their first home game of the season, and that is the Vikings' first home game. But I kind of feel now their egos kind of already bruised. Also, on the flip side of that, we saw Justin Jefferson's have a crazy, amazing rookie year last year as well. So I think people are going to double him up, and there's going to be other receivers open, such as
Adam Thielen.
Yeah, but like I don't think Adam Thielen is going to live up to that hype that he had a couple years ago. I think he is on the decline now after watching him in the preseason. He just doesn't quite have that perk like he used to. Does that make sense? Kind of like that little spring in his step. So that is my biggest concern with them is the passing game. I don't have any question that Dalvin Cook is going to get his money. He is going to get his 100 yards a game, 250 yards a game. Like, I think Dalvin Cook is going to eat, but they just can't pass.
I gotta get over to the chat here. Chad Lounder Supos comes in and says, Bucks prediction system. Take a huge dump, see what team logo looks like, the doo-doo, then make them his top pick.
Yeah. So let me ask you this final question.
Not wrong.
Let me ask you this final cool question before we go into the Packers. Any players going to have a breakout season for the Vikings?
Dalvin Cook. Look for Dalvin Cook to have a big year. And I see Supos says that the Vikings are going 10-7. If that happens, Dalvin Cook is going to have a monster year. I already think he's going to have a big year. I think he's going to have a good year. I think he's going to catch a lot of balls out of the backfield. There's going to be a lot of checkdowns to him. And so if they go 10-7, it's such a tough schedule, but if they go 10-7, that'll be a huge reason. I think watch out for Dalvin Cook this season.
Yeah. And obviously if they go 10-7 or even 9-8, I think Adam Thielen has to have a breakout season for them because teams are going to be doubling Justin Jefferson every game. I mean, he'll still get his 5-6 catches like a game, but Adam Thielen has to take that basically like that number one workload to be effective for the Minnesota Vikings moving forward there.